Hello students, welcome again in the world of chemistry class 11 CPSC and RBC. We have studied chapter number 1 some basic concepts of chemistry, and in this chapter we are discussing the topic chemical classification of matter. This is the second part of this topic. I suggest you please watch the first part of this topic for better understanding of the second part. Student, in first part we have discussed what is the meaning of chemical classification, what is the meaning of chemical composition, and we have seen that on the basis of the chemical composition of the constant particles, matter can be classified into two categories. One category is in which the constant particles are of same kind, means constant particles are chemically same, means they are composed of same type of atoms. These type of substances, these type of matter are known as pure matter or also called as substances. The substances word or substance word is only used for the pure matter. And the another kind of matter in which the constant particles are not chemically same, they have different atoms in their constant particles, means they have different chemical compositions. They are known as impure matter or also called mixture. For example, you can see that this is the example of nitrogen gas in which each constant particle is composed of two atoms of nitrogen. This is the oxygen gas in which each constant particle is composed of two atoms of oxygen, and in this each constant particle is composed of two atoms of hydrogen. This is a carbon dioxide gas in which each constant particle is composed of one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. In this case, the constant particles are also same kind, but they have different atoms. In the case of water, you can see that all constant particles are same, and each constant particle is composed of two atoms of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. And in this case, this is the example of air in which you can see that the constant particles have different chemical composition. They are composed of different atoms. This is a nitrogen gas. This particle contains two atoms of nitrogen. This particle contains one atom of carbon and two atoms of oxygen. This is the oxygen gas. This is the water particle. This is the nitrogen gas. Again, we know that air is a mixture of gases. Student, when pure matter or substances, two or more pure substances, when combined physically, then the mixtures are formed and they are called impure substances. Pure matter or substances can be converted into impure by mixing them. By mixing different type of substance, we can form impure matter or mixtures. Or by separation techniques, we can separate these constant particles, these are components of the mixture, then again impure matter converted into the pure matter or substances. Students, let's discuss first about the pure matter. In this case, you can see that this nitrogen gas, oxygen gas, hydrogen gas, these are the examples of matter, pure matter, in which each consists of only one type of atom. This is nitrogen atom composed of, this is composed of oxygen atom, this is composed of hydrogen atom. This type of material, this type of pure matter, which are composed of only one type of atoms, that they are known as elements. Elements means the basic form of matter, which cannot be further simplified. But in this case, you can see that each particle is composed of different atoms. Particles have same composition, but they are composed of different atoms. They can be further simplified into this type of substances. For example, carbon dioxide can be broken down into carbon and oxygen. Water is broken down into hydrogen gas and oxygen gas by decomposition reactions. These type of substances are known as compounds. Elements can be converted into compounds, and compound decomposed to again elements. So elements are the simplest form of the materials. Till date, 118 types of elements we know very well. These elements again classified on the basis of their physical properties and chemical properties. They are metals, non-metals and metalloids. What are metals? We know that metals have metallic luster, They are shining surface, they show electric conductivity, they show thermal conductivity, high melting point, high boiling point, sonorous properties. These are type of properties. But mainly metals are electropositive elements. They have the tendency to lose electrons, to convert into cations, because they have 1, 2 or 3 valence electrons which can easily they donate and to achieve octet and become stabilized similar to the nearest noble gas. We will discuss later in the chapter chemical bonding and molecular structure. For example, examples of metals are like sodium, this is potassium, magnesium, calcium, iron, silver, mercury, this is aluminum, gold, and many more examples. About 60 to 70% of elements are metals. Majority of elements are metallic in nature. We will see in the periodic table. You can see that the maximum elements are metals. The second category of elements are non-metals. They are opposite to metals, opposite in property to metals. They are electronegative elements. They have 4, 5, 6 or 7 valence electron in their valence shell, and by gaining the electron they want to achieve stable electronic constant similar to nearest noble gas. For example, chlorine having 7 electrons in their valence shell and can gain 1 electron and convert it to chloride, and it is 8 electrons in their valence shells. So these type of elements, they have electronegative nature. They are called electronegative elements, and by gaining electron they convert into anions. These are the electronegative ions, which is called anion. We will discuss this ions. We will discuss in next topic. Some examples of nonmetals are like chlorine, nitrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, carbon, bromine, and many more examples. On the right hand side of the periodic table, there are nonmetals are there, and between metals and nonmetals there is zigzag line which represent metalloids. So third category is the metalloid. They are also known as semi-metals because they share both type of properties, metallic as well as non-metallic. So that they are known as semi-metals. For example, boron, silicon, arsenic, tellurium, acetylene, germanium, and strontium are also known as antimony. You can learn it by a formula: Bole, Shiv, Aisi, Teri, Atma, Ga Sab. Bole, Shiv, Aisi, Teri, Atma, Ga Sab. So that you can learn these 7 elements are known as metalloids. Student, elements, different type of elements, metals and non-metals or metals and metals, when combined they form compounds. Compound means combination of 2 or more different things. When 2 or more different things are combining, then the new substance is known as compounds. You can see that 118 elements, when combined differently, they form numerous, enormous type of compound. Just like 26 letters in the English language, when combined, they form infinite number of words. In the same way, elements are the alphabets of language of chemistry. There are 118 alphabets. We can say 118 alphabets are there that are known as elements. When they combine, they form words, and these words are known as compounds. So that compounds means they are composed of different types of atoms. They are composed of different type of atoms. In this example, you can see carbon dioxide and water are the compounds. These compounds again classified on the basis of nature of chemical bond between the atoms of different elements. There are 2 types of mainly chemical bonding. One is the sharing of the valence electron, and another is the complete transfer of valence electron. We will see in the chapter number 4, chemical bonding and molecular structure, about the how the atoms react to each other. So in this case, so on the basis of the nature of chemical bonding, they can be classified into covalent compounds and ionic compounds. Covalent compound means which are formed by the contribution. Usually, these compounds formed when the non-metals are combined to each other. When the different types of atoms of different non-metals combine to each other, they always share valence pair of electrons, because non-metals are electronegative in nature, so that any metal, any non-metal don't not want to give any electron, so that they want to acquire electrons. So in this case, they share the valence electron and to form compounds. And the another category is ionic compound. These compounds are formed when atoms of metals and non-metals react to each other. Since metals have the tendency to lose electron and non-metals have the tendency to gain electron, so metal by losing electron convert into cations and non-metals by acquiring the electrons convert into anions. And these are ions, and opposite charge, due to opposite charge, they come together and forms ionic bond. And these type of compounds are known as ionic compounds. So covalent compounds are composed of atoms of different non-metals, and ionic compounds are composed of metals and non-metals. You can easily identify the any compound, that is it is covalent compound or ionic compound, by identifying the type of element which are forming that compound. Covalent compound again classified on the basis of their source. Initially, on the basis of source, there are two types of sources: living source and non-living sources. Initially, the compounds which are obtained from living sources, means organisms, they were called as organic compound, and the substances which are obtaining from non-living sources, they were called as inorganic compounds. Organic compounds, now the definition is changed. Organic compounds means compounds of carbon. It is more precisely known as hydrocarbons and their derivatives. And the another type of compounds are inorganic compounds. These compounds involves those type of compounds which are other than carbon and their compounds. Some examples of organic compound like methane, ethanol, acetic acid, this is glucose, and many more examples we will discuss in the organic chemistry when we start the chapter hydrocarbon and their derivatives. And another type of inorganic compounds, for example, water, this is ammonia, this is carbon dioxide, this is nitrogen dioxide, and many more examples are there. These are inorganic compounds. But both of the organic compounds or inorganic compounds, they are all covalent compounds. Ionic compounds again classified into organic compounds and inorganic compounds. Organic compounds, they are also known as the ionic organic compounds, are also known as organic salts. For example, this is sodium acetate, CH3COO, Na have positive charge and O has negative charge. So it is ionic compound because oxygen is gaining electron and sodium is losing electron. So it is ionic compound, but it is considered carbon. So it is organic compound, and we can say salts. Salts are those compounds which have both cations and anions. Cations and anions, these type of compounds having these type of ions known as salts. Inorganic salts, they are commonly known as simply salt. The most common example is the sodium chloride. This is known as common salt. You can see that sodium has positive charge and chlorine has negative charge. This is sodium ion, this is chloride ion. This is sodium chloride. It is inorganic salt. Another example is potassium nitrate. This is also inorganic salt. We will see many more examples in our journey of that chemistry. So students, you write down all the things. Now we will take the second part of matter. This is impure matter or mixture. You first write down this, then we will discuss about impure matter. So students, now we will discuss about the impure matter or mixtures. Impure matter or mixtures again classified homogeneous mixture or solutions and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixtures are those mixtures in which the components of the mixture are uniformly mixed. You can't see the components of mixture separately. This is a uniform mixture. All the components mixed together forms a monophasic form. only single state is visible only there. That is called monophasic. Mono means one, phasic means state, in one state only. For example, again the homogeneous mixture on the basis of their state, they are classified into solid solutions, liquid solutions or gaseous solutions. Homogeneous mixtures are called solutions. Solid solutions, for example, alloys. Alloys are the mixtures of metals, different metals and non-metals. For example, brass, bronze, ornamental gold we are using, that are all alloys. They are uniform mixture, but they are in solid condition, so that they are known as solid solution. Liquid solution, when we dissolve sugar in the water, then the sugar dissolved in the water uniformly. You can't distinguish between them. This is called liquid solution because the final state is the liquid, so it is called liquid solution. Salt solution also example of liquid solution. Next is the gaseous solution. This example is air. Air, we know that the mixture of gases is the air. The different type of gases are mixed to each other uniformly. So air comes in gaseous solution. Another type, it is a heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous means the composition of the mixture is not uniform. You can easily identify the components of the mixture. So they have two or more state. They are polyphasic, biphasic or triphasic. These are again classified on the basis of nature of heterogeneous mixture. There is suspension, emulsion and colloids. Suspension, for example, soil in water. When we dissolve soil in water, we know that soil cannot dissolve in the water. It is suspended in the water. After some time, it will settle down at the bottom, and you can easily separate out the soil and water. You can see easily soil and water. So, suspension are the mixtures of insoluble solutes and a liquid solvent. Another is the emulsion. Emulsion is the mixture of two or more immiscible liquids. For example, when we dissolve oil in water, then the oil cannot dissolve in the water. It is distributed in the water, but you can easily identify that is the oil drops and this is the water. So this is the emulsion. This is also heterogeneous mixture. Again example, this is the colloids. Colloids are homogeneous looking heterogeneous mixture. Colloids are homogeneous looking heterogeneous mixture. They look like homogeneous, but actually they are heterogeneous. For example, milk. We can see easily that the cream is on the top of the milk, and we can easily, after some time, the cream is separated. That is biphasic, and that is the indication of the milk is the heterogeneous mixture. We will discuss about the mixtures in our 12th class when we discuss about the chapter solutions. So students, I hope that you have understood all the different classes of matter on the basis of their chemical composition. Let's take a brief review of all the classes of matter on the basis of chemical composition. You first write down all the things, then I will conclude this all the topic. You first write down. So let's conclude our topic, chemical classification of matter. We have discussed that matter on the basis of chemical composition classified into two categories: pure matter, or also known as substances, in which the constant particles are chemically same, and another category is impure matter, or also called mixture, in which the constant particles are not chemically different or not same. By mixing of different substances, we can make mixtures or impure matter, and impure matter can be separated into components and become into pure matter. Pure matter again classified elements and compounds, and elements again classified into metals, nonmetals and metalloids. Compounds again classified into covalent compounds and ionic compounds. Covalent compounds are again classified into organic compounds and inorganic compounds, and ionic compounds are also classified again into organic salts and inorganic salts. Compounds can be decomposed to form again elements, and different elements combine to form compounds. In the impure matter, on the basis of the composition of the matter, uniform composition of the whole mixture or non-uniform. They are classified homogeneous mixture or heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture are called solutions, and there are three types on the basis of their physical state: solid solution, liquid solution, and gas solution. And heterogeneous mixture are three types: suspensions, emulsion, and colloids. So student, I hope that you have understood the chemical classification of matter. You revise it, and we will meet in the next class. Till then, thank you. Bye bye. Thanks.